Hi, this is Comet Troy coming to you from Linden Camp. I know I haven't released a video in a while. I actually got pretty busy this fall and winter, actually developing some RV sites, did some work myself, so I had to, put the videos kind of on hold until then, until that was done. Rented a 6-ton excavator for a month, so that stuff is all coming down the road, but I wanted to, get caught up now that all that's behind me. Now, the last video that I released was a septic system fail, so this is a continuation of that video, and if you haven't seen it, I've linked it above in the description, and you can go and watch that video. You might want to watch it before you watch this one for it to make sense. In that video I do read all the comments that I get on the videos, and the last contractor wasn't able to get the septic system installed and didn't charge me anything for labor. I felt kind of bad after that. And then I read some comments from some of you, and it called me out on it, that really, it should have been kind of split. So I ended up writing a thank you letter, and sending him some check for, to partially cover his expenses. I'm sure it's probably, more than what I sent, but I think it was, fair, especially when the guy isn't expecting anything. So I do listen to the comments, keep them coming down below, and let's get right down to the next video. Uh, 4 days ago, I had a septic contractor out here who had to abort or, give up on the job just because he wasn't making any progress. 3 days ago, I just got within my head and tried to figure out what to do next. And I asked for some help from my community. Does anybody have any, good septic installers that they can recommend? And then, 2 days ago, I got some leads. I also had the state inspector out here put his stamp of approval on continuing. And then yesterday, I had some more contractors out here. So over the last couple days, I had 3 contractors come out here, and I actually got 3 bids, believe it or not. That's sometimes hard to do, and and today's day and age, but I guess I got lucky. There's some contractors right now that are have some availability. So I did get estimates from 3 contractors to finish the septic work. And that's doing a septic is like a 3-part project. You have the land clearing phase, you have the actual septic tank and field lines installed, which is another phase. And then the 3rd phase is actually hooking stuff up to the septic tank. So running your PVC, your drain pipes out to where you need it. So I already have the land cleared. I had that cleared, back in May. And now we're working on doing the septic tank and field lines. So out of the 3 contractors, I selected 1 contractor to finish this work. Things are happening quick. They've already moved their equipment here. They moved their equipment here last night. Only lost 5 days, and it looks like I'm going to get a septic system. Yay! So here's the excavator that the new contractor brought out to finish this septic system. He did a little bit of digging last night just to see what kind of what he was in for. So I think he's good. This machine's been around the block a few times, it looks like. Well, as long as it digs, that's all I care about. I got some personal things to do. I got to go up and up to Wisconsin. A little personal story. I'm originally from Wisconsin, and 27 years ago, I signed up for the Green Bay Packers season ticket waiting list. 27 years ago. And this spring, I got the letter in the mail. Congratulations! You've reached the front of the line. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be going to my first Packer game on October 2nd. Green Bay Packers against the Patriots. So going with a couple of dear friends of mine, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to take a little break from Linden Camp and So what you see here is the trailer that brought in the excavator, and these are some, they're called chambers, 36-inch chambers. Those go in the ground, and also what you see here is some PVC pipe. This connects all the chambers together. We're going to be putting 8 chambers in all together. There's 400 feet of chamber there, and each one of the chambers is 4 feet. So that's 100 feet of 100 feet per 20. So that would be, oh my God, I can't even do math. So each chamber is 4 feet, and there's 100 of them, so that's 400 feet of chamber. And now you get a 70% reduction in line, so it's equivalent to installing, I believe the smaller size is 24-inch chamber. So 400 feet of 36-inch chamber is equivalent to about 570 feet of standard chamber. Now I overbuilt this system, so you know, I don't like running into problems, so I don't mind spending a few extra bucks when you're already spending boatloads of cash, you know, to do things right. So, and here are some end caps. Those go on the end of each row of the chamber that you know, keep the effluent from just flowing freely out into the ground. Now, when they dig the trenches here, my permit, and it may change, you know, by county or whatever, but at least in my case, the permit specified 36-inch wide trenches, a minimum of 24 inches deep and a maximum of 30 inches deep. So 2 to 2.5 feet deep. I think they try to go for, you know, about 2 feet. Means less digging, less time. So, and they have to, you know, one of the common myths with the chambers is that they, you know, run vertically down a hillside. You know, you'd think you'd, you know, put the stuff in one end and it would come out the other end, but no, the chambers have to go level, you know, across the side of the hillside, so that that first chamber fills up and then it flows over the PVC to the next chamber, and so on and so forth. So here we have a video of the new contractor who brought in a bigger machine. I think he said this is maybe a 12 or 15,000 pound machine, and you know, 55 or 60 horse, something like that. About twice as big as the last machine. And you know, you can tell there's still a lot of rock down there, but he's having a much easier go of it with this larger machine, and you know, making some good progress. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to, you know, be able to you know, to get the septic system installed this time. I'm pretty happy about that. One of the things you'll notice is you'll hear some beep, beep, beep every once in a while. That's because they bring in a laser leveler to, the sun's getting a little bright here. So they bring in a laser leveler to make sure the trenches are level horizontally across the, you know, across the hills. And the inspector will actually come out with his own laser leveler and make sure that all the chambers are flat and level across the hillside. Now that doesn't mean that they have to be, you know, flat on, you know, flat land. They can go down a hillside, but they have to go step down. So you got one up here at this level, and then another one down at this level, and then so on and so forth. So on the first day they got 4 of the chambers in, And then they had an equipment breakdown.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, this don't look good.
A hose rubbing too.
Yeah, blue hose.
Nah, it ain't blue, it's just
Leaking.
yeah, where it's rubbed up against that, it's kind of got a water spot in it.
Yeah.
Take it down there to Napa and see if they can cut it off for me. Put a new end on it.
What do you think? Did you get it out?
I got her out.
Yeah. There she is, huh? Where's...
Yep, right there.
So the first day they got four trenches and baffles installed, and I took a little bit of drone footage of that here, you can see, and a little wrap around thing with my drone. I'm getting pretty good at flying that. Now, if you remember, I had a different contractor in 4 or 5 days before that, and I was really waiting. I was expecting to have a septic system installed and dump my RV. So I was getting kind of overflowed. I couldn't wait any longer, and the contractor gave me a go to to empty my RV tanks into the septic tank that was on site before they had finished installing all the chambers. So I got a little video of that here, driving around there, and I'm going to speed that up here, fast forward so you can get through it. But I actually drove my RV next to the septic tank, and you can see the drone moving, the RV moving too. So I was trying to drive the RV through my woods and command the drone at the same time, while I was obviously keeping an eye on it per FAA regulations out the windshield, because you got to keep an eye on your drone at all times. So of course I did that. But one of the cool things is as I'm pulling up to the septic tank, I could see in the drone where my septic connection on my RV was located in reference to the actual tank, and I was able to back up and adjust to to get in perfect position, as you can see here. So, and then I just I just had 3 hoses connected together, as you can see here, and when I pulled the tank, there was a lot of gravity because the RV was up a lot higher than the tank, and I almost thought that the hose was going to come flailing around as I was going into the tank, but thank God that didn't happen. I just put it in through the manhole cover. Good morning. It's 7 a.m. This is Comet Troy coming to you from Linden Camp, and I'm excited this morning. We got a bunch of rain here last night. I don't know, I tried to look online to see how many inches we got. It seemed like we must have got 2 or 3 inches, how hard it was raining. In reality, it was probably a 1/4 inch or something like that. But I'm excited because I've had some concerns about my septic drain field and this hard chert rock. I'm like, how the hell is it going to drain? But I'm assured that it's going to drain fine. So I'm kind of at a lucky point right now. My septic is half installed. So, the ditches that they dug for the, I keep wanting to call it a baffle. It's not called a baffle. Chamber, for the 3-foot chamber. Half of the ditches are dug. The chamber's set in there, so I'm really curious to see, what kind of standing water I have in those ditches. So here's a septic system behind me. Let's go have a look and see how well the soil out here drains, or the rock. Let's see how well chert drains. So personally, I'm expecting these ditches to be filled to the top with water, but if there's no water in them, I am going to be shocked. So let's go take a look. Okay, so here's my septic field area. There's the tank. I got some risers yesterday I'm pretty happy about. And, you know, here's that first fill line. Oh my God, look at that. It's dry. Shocked. I am absolutely shocked that there's no standing water in those ditches. Well, so I was wrong. That concern about, you know, my septic field area not being very, I don't know what they call it, percolating or draining or whatever you want to call it, was unfounded. And it looks like that is a pretty good field line area. And the reason I got concerned is because, you know, I have water puddles sitting on top of the chert that sit there for, you know, sometimes days. So if those don't drain, you know, how are these septic ditches draining? I don't know. I'm gonna flip around the camera here. It looks like there's this dark dreary day that the sun is peeking up. I don't know if you can see it, like right over there. So it looks like we might have some sun here coming after all. Now, one of the things that I had mentioned in the last video was, you know, about the water and draining into the ground. So I ended up getting a nice drone footage of that. Here you can see the water flowing, you know, through the chambers that are in the ground. And I think it's pretty cool looking. And, well, my drone started running out of batteries. And it was forced landing, and I was trying to get it to go to a flat spot, and I crashed it into one of the dirt hills next to the tanks, as you can see here. It survived. It had a few broken things or things that snapped off. I was able to snap back on pretty easily. But you know, it's always something. The second day they finished the other 4 trenches, and I'm pretty pleased with that. It looks pretty cool from the sky. So here's some drone footage of the entire tank and chambers on the ground. You know, there's 8 of them. You can see here the tank is on the right, and the 8 chambers, you know, go down the hill. Again, level across the hill. The eight chambers go down the hill, and you can see the PVC connecting, you know, the one chamber to the next one, and so on and so forth, all the way down. So, pretty cool. If you like this content, subscribe, like, comment on my channel, and if you have any questions, let me know. I love getting questions. I'll answer them in future videos, and I will see you in the next video.